Many, many years ago, in the 19th century, the Confederate South had just fallen to the North during the Civil War in the United States. And on April 7th of that year, John Wilkes Booth, he was a white supremacist, a pro-slavery guy. He said to a friend of his, Samuel Knapp Chase, he said, "I was as close to the president on Inauguration Day that I could have killed him. He was as close to me as I am to you right now." 4 days later, on April 11th, Lincoln came out of the White House. John Wilkes Booth was there in the audience listening. And Lincoln made a suggestion that the black man might eventually be able to vote. And at that event, he looked at his friend David Harold and he said, "By God, that's it. He's talking about black men becoming citizens, and by God, I'm going to put him through." And on his way home away from that rally, he looked at another friend named Lewis Harold and he said to him, "That's the last speech that man will ever give." Words. Powerful, potent, and at times poisonous words. More recently, there was an AP reporter, Helen Thomas, presidential reporter. Helen was a fixture in the White House in the briefing room because she always had the same chair on the front row for, I think, a decade or two. Everyone knew who Helen Thomas was. And she was in her 80s, almost 90, and had had a very storied career. But in an impromptu interview on camera, she was asked about the opposition that Israel was getting from some terrorists. And she made an offhanded comment, and she said, "The Jews should just go home." And the man doing the interview said, "Well, where is home?" And she said, "Well, it's not Palestine. That's not their home. They just need to go back to wherever they came from, Poland, Russia, the US, wherever." Well, unfortunately, it was the wrong thing to say. And her career immediately ended and she abruptly retired over a few words. Words can build up and bring life, or words can destroy. In the scripture, Jesus said in Matthew 12 that, quote, "Out of the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. The good man brings good things out of the good stored up in him, and the evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in him." A few chapters later in Matthew 15, verse 18, Jesus goes on to say that, quote, "The things that come out of one's mouth come from his heart, and that these are the things that make him unclean." In other words, whatever's in a man, whatever is coursing through his blood and his heart and entering in his brain, will eventually come out in his speech. Proverbs 16:23 says, "A wise man's heart guides his mouth, and his lips promote instruction." And Proverbs 27:19 says, "As water reflects a face, so a man's heart reflects the man." I'm learning that a healthy heart is the sign of healthy words. And healthy words are the sign of a healthy heart. Our tongues are a tough thing to control, the book of James says. But will you with me today just ask God to deal with our hearts so that whatever comes out of our mouths will be clean and right? God bless you.
Thank you for watching Soul Steps today. We appreciate it. Please remember to visit our website at soulsteps.org. There you'll find opportunities to ask for prayer. There's a list of volunteer needs that we have so you can help us grow and develop our team and this work. And it'll show you opportunities for giving financially as you're able. We appreciate your support in every way. And remember that soul steps are important today because God cares about who you are and how you live. God bless you.